Hey guys, Sam the Raid Man back here. Gonna be a different type of video today, just something I've really been thinking about a lot. I kind of view it as a major flaw in Raid Shadow Legends that could pretty easily be addressed and would really improve the game and the quality of life and the enjoyment for the whole player base, and I think it's a really smart decision that Plarium could make. I was watching Hell Hades' video about some of the different features in the game and some of the issues with them, and he brings up the issue of the altar of souls, just souls, empowerment and stuff like that, or not empowerment, awakening and blessings, and particularly the Iron Twins dungeon. So I think an easy fix for this, I still do it every day just because I want, it's one of the best ways for me to progress my account as more of an in-game player. But I do think the rewards aren't good enough there. The rewards are solid from Hydra. When you do the Hydra keys, you actually get an okay amount of soul stones. But the main issue for me, many issues really, I think the Soul Merchant is too expensive. You know, I see something like here, 3-star split soul for Seeker is 40, and that's just hard to get to. I have got to a point where I don't buy Immortal Soul Stones. I just convert this middle, what is this? Immortal Soul Coins. I just turn them into Immortal Soul Essence because I'm more often popping up with champions I want here than I am when I'm actually just pulling them in the Soulstone summons. So we'll see what I do with these. I don't know if I'll end up buying the Eternal Soul Essence or not, but one thing I think that would be a massive improvement, and this would really it would potentially hurt the longevity of this feature, but it would also make it much more achievable for everyone else and kind of give them some hope, would be when you pull I wish I had one to show you, a Soul Stone, you can get any champion. You can you have this wish list, which can kind of boost the chances times 2, which is really not enough of getting the champions that you want. But there's two main issues. One is you can get champions that you don't have. So I don't have any here because I sell them, but I could pull a Soulstone and then get Torment, and I don't have Torment. You know, I'm pretty developed in this game. I've played for a long time. I can get a Cythalia, a Sigmund, a Septimus, a Richthof, a Raglan. Like, I don't have any of these champions. I can get a Lady Quillen, an Artemage, and Colin, this guy. I mean, and that's a bummer to pull a soul stone for a champion. Like, what if I pull a 6-star warlord? I'm like, that's an amazing pull. Most people would kill for that. I might never get a warlord. I don't have one. Void rare. I mean, void legendary champions are so difficult to get. I mean, here's 3. I have none of them. I have almost all the non-void champions, but I have none of the void champions here. I mean, that's just such a bummer that, especially for a new account, like if I have 3 legendaries, you know, say I've got, 2 fusions and Syl, like I would love an awakening for one of them, but I might just pull somebody I don't have because there's, hundreds of champions in this game and I only have a few. So a lot of people propose the idea of when you pull a soul stone, you can only get champions that you do have in your collection. I think the thing is with that is it makes the system almost too overpowered and you get to a point where every champion you have has blessings and is awakened. I think a better alternative would be when you pull Soulstone, you can only, or what, no, that's, sorry. Once you awaken a champion, for example, I have this Countess Lix, 4-star blessing. If I were to ascend her and awaken her to 4 stars, from then on, I cannot pull a Countess Lix out of a Soulstone that's less than 4-star. I can pull a 5-star or a 6-star, but I cannot pull a 1, 2, 3, or 4-star. And then let's look at some other champions. I have a Lydia 1-star. I cannot pull a Lydia 1-star. I have let me look at some rares. Epics, come on. Oh, it's showing all the ones in my vault. Here we go. I have a 5-star Fellhound. I basically am saying from here on out, I cannot pull less than a 6-star Fellhound. If I ever pull a Soulstone that is a Fellhound Soul, it has to be a 6-star. It has to be a 4-star Renegade. It has to be a 4-star Coldheart. Now, the only potential issue with this is if you want to awaken 2 champions of the 2 duplicate champions. For example, I have 2 Rhodoses on my account, both built out. This Rhodos, 1-star awakening. This Rhodos, by far my best pull. Oh, it's not going to show up here because he's 6-star awakened. But I have a Rhodos No, I don't want to buy that. I have a Rotos with a 6-star awakening. So it would hamper your abilities to pull awakenings and get blessings for duplicate champions. But I think that's such a minute benefit of this system. I mean, who has that many duplicate champions that they use? For example, I do have multiple cold hearts, but I don't necessarily need the blessings that I have on them. And if you have like someone like two Chris, I mean that's just insane. Don't be greedy. Blessings on one of them is fine. I don't think you need blessings on multiple of the same champion. And the way that would work is you basically start building up your collection, and the basically every time you pull a soulstone, the chance goes down and down and down of pulling ones that you don't need. For example, say now that I have a 6-star Rotos, I cannot pull a Rotos Soul. He's done. There's no future awakenings, no future blessings for Rotos from my shards or my soulstones. And I think that basically at that point, this pool of legendaries that I could get gets smaller, and now my chance of getting a Brogni, a Baron, a Tuhanarok is higher because I cannot get a Rotos. Same thing with rares. I pulled that, say I pull that 6-star Fellhound. Now I cannot get another Fellhound, so my chance of getting a Heiress or a Soul Bond or a Corpulent Cadaver becomes higher. And it gets to a point where you're completing your collection of soulstones that you can pull. And I think this is almost an oversight on their opinion. It means that we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep farming. We're going to keep going after those big soulstones in the events. I know a lot of people wailed out to get that Eternal Soulstone. And that's fine. I understand where Plarium is coming from. But for me, it's not a good feature for the player base. I know YouTubers who, spend tons of money in the game, who've stopped playing Iron Twins. I mean, you don't have that many dungeons. I know you just added one and you're about to add another, but this is a new feature. This should be exciting. Players should load up and want to play Iron Twins every single day. So boost the rewards here and make some type of tweak to the Soulstone pulling system and the Awakening system. I think the one that I proposed is a logical one, and I think it would help the player base a lot. I think it would be very enjoyable for everybody. I hope Plarium listens. I know they're not going to watch this video, but I did kind of just want to put my opinion out there and let you guys know what I think. I think this would be a massive benefit to the player base and a massive change to the game that would really help boost us forwards, create some optimism, because I feel like a lot of people, especially new players, just feel kind of hopeless when it comes to soulstone pulling. Like, why would I ever try and build an Iron Twins team? Why would I ever try and farm that? For me, I don't know if it'll let me look at it, but my Iron Twins team, I don't think it will, is 2 Demithas. Let me find the champions. Let's go here. So this is my clan boss Demitha. So now I've built out 3 Demithas that I use. And let's see, the ones that I use for Iron Twins, it might be in the vault. Anyways, I use 2 Demithas, and then I use my 3rd Geomancer, that's this guy, and then I use Aox, the Rememberer, who might also be in the vault, and Kurzad Deepheart. I was trying to remember off the top of my head what the name of the rare was. And so those are 3 champions, or 5 champions that I built out, and those are locked. I can't use them really anywhere else in the game. Those builds aren't super viable. You can't have a clan boss Demitha that you can use in Iron Twins. For example, my Demitha has Cruelty, which lowers the defense of the boss that you're fighting, and that just makes you hit harder. And in Iron Twins, you really can't afford to hit harder. She also has over 100 crit rate and some crit damage and some attack, so really not a viable Demitha for Iron Twins, which means the Demitha that I'm building on Iron Twins is also not very good anywhere else. So it's just kind of becoming a big problem. I am frustrated by Iron Twins. I don't feel like the rewards are really worth it, but I just feel like I'm going to keep doing it because I can and I want to, but most people do not. And it's the same thing with pulling souls. I was really excited. I was kind of on the opinion, the side where we should just keep pulling these soulstones. We should buy soulstones and pull them, and eventually you'll get good ones. But that's not really the case. I haven't bought many soulstones. I did buy 1 pack over Black Friday. But I mean, my best ones are mostly ones I've bought. 1 star, 1 star. This one I did pull. You know, if you haven't watched that video, go watch that. That was pretty insane. And that's by far the best luck on my account. I did pull this Krisk as well. That's up there. I think I pulled this. I'm not sure. I bought this, pulled this, bought this, bought this, bought this, bought this, bought this, pulled this, bought this, bought this, pulled Bavald, I think, bought this, bought this. So almost all of these are coming from me buying soul stones, or buying the soul coins. I did pull 5-star Ruella. I'm excited to build her out. I did pull Ferric and the Fat. He's pretty good. I think I pulled a 2-star Lorne, bought the 3-star. I think the same thing here. I pulled a 2-star, bought the 3-star, pulled the 2-star, bought the 1-star, then bought the 2-star for Shamail. I think I bought both of these for Seer, pulled this for Maneater. I mean, it's maybe at best 50-50 with my soul collection and maybe pulling versus buying through the market and the soul merchant. 1-stars are pretty easy to buy, but when you get higher, I think I saw a 4-star Krisk and it was 300. I think of these ones, the Immortal Soul coins or Immortal Soul Essence. It gets really hard. But I do think long term it's a better strategy just to buy the coins and save up for this, because this would be a great pull. I'd be ecstatic to pull this, but it's much easier to try and farm these coins, convert them to this, and then buy them. I think that's much more maintainable in the long term and not wasting, I don't want a Battle Sage. So if I pull that, that just becomes a few of these, and that's a waste because, for example, say I pull a Battle Sage, that might turn to like 16 soul coins, maybe, and that's not even enough for one Immortal Soul Essence, versus 7 Immortal Soul Essence would cost me 350 Immortal Soul coins. So I don't think it's a good strategy to buy these, particularly the Immortal Soul coins. I would just convert them to the Immortal Soul Essence. Anyways, there's lots of issues with the system. I feel like I'm kind of rambling, but I did want to kind of put this PSA out there. Maybe it'll help you guys kind of look at your direction and where you're going. I do think Hydra is worth farming every single week up as high as you can. I don't farm Nightmare yet. My clan is kind of venturing into Nightmare, but I think it's a little out of reach for me at the moment until maybe I re-gear some of my champions. But I do, there's me, got 42 million on Brutal, and then I have ability to use my keys on Hard and Normal. But I do get double keys on all 3 of these. Hydra Clan Boss, which does give you a good amount of these small Soul Stones. I do think it should, especially Brutal or Nightmare, should potentially drop some Immortal Soul Stones. I understand that these are the most valuable thing in the game, but maybe like one of these a week would be nice. I don't know, guys. Just let me know what you guys think. I wanted to put this out there. Kind of a different type of video. Let me know what you think of this content, and I really do appreciate you watching. Please leave a like and subscribe.